or you're going to be a seasonal Christian, or you're going to be one who just depends on him when you're not going through anything, or when you trust him at the toughest and the lowest points of your life. You know, it's easy to trust in God. It's easy to wait on God when you're up on top of the world. It's easy to wait on God when you got money in your pocket. It's easy to wait on God when everything is going right. But when the times get tough, that's when it says the tough is going. So it's not when I'm on top. It's not when I'm rich. It's not when people are recognizing me. But it's when in the midst of your valleys when you wait on God. I believe there's a word in that, because there's a lot of people who trust in God only when it's convenient to trust in him. But God is saying, when you get to your lowest point, you don't know where else to turn, when you don't know what else to do, can you call upon me and can you wait? See, it's something about waiting. You know, a lot of us are instant Christians, and a lot of us believe in things. And I heard someone say the other day, it's just like technology, and people can't wait. So they had to invent a microwave so things can be instant. They had to create all these things so things can be instant. But if you learn how to wait, it's just like a churner. Y'all ever had a churner where you had to make ice cream by hand, and you had to churn it, and it was patience in that, and you had to learn how to wait on that. But then somebody created an ice cream machine where within minutes it could be ready. But God is saying, if you wait on him, he's not calling for no instant Christian. He's not calling for things to be convenient. But what he's calling on for somebody to wait on him in this season. He's wanting somebody to count and depend on him in this season. This is what Isaiah was saying. Because I understand this. Isaiah was talking here to the Judeans who were in exile in Babylon. This is who he was talking to. And so he was saying, right now in this season, he said, I understand that you're in exile. I understand that you're in captivity. But what I want you to know is that God will deliver you. Watch this, because, you know, a lot of us think that God can't deliver us from cancer. A lot of us think God can't deliver us from diabetes or high blood pressure or whatever it might be. A lot of us think that God cannot deliver us from that. But he's the same God that he's been for over 2,000 years. And if you know that, you know if he healed the one with the issue of blood. You know if he raised Jairus' daughter from the dead. You know if he raised Lazarus from the dead. You know he healed a lame man for 38 long years. The situation that we face now is no problem for him. It's only if we wait on him.
All right.
See, so you'll get it after a while. If you don't get it right now, you ain't got to shout, you ain't got to praise him. But if I just think about everything that he's done for me, and I know when I waited on him, that when the best opportunity came after I waited. See, I understand this because I try not to get ahead of God, because, you know, I recognize that there's a problem when I get ahead of what God is trying to do. Because you'll find yourself ended up in some places where you don't need to be. You'll find yourself in some places where you should not have been. And you'll find yourself in some circumstances where God was not trying to lead you to. See, if you just wait on God, God will put you in the best position to succeed. See, watch this, because, you know, I've had to learn how to wait. And there's some things that, you know, I've had to learn how to do. See, I've been in this situation now where, you know, I got a degree, but I had to learn how to wait on God. Not just jump at any opportunity, but to jump at the one that God is trying to place me in. And watch this. So it's not always going to be right there on time. But how many of you know that when God wants it to happen, he'll allow for it to happen? Because the song says that he may not come when you want him, but he'll be there right on time. See, I've been in some situations where I needed some money, but it wasn't when I needed it to. But when he came through bigger than what I expected him to. So I can understand the importance in waiting on God. I can understand why I need to wait on him, because when I wait on him, it lets him know that it was not me who delivered me. It was not me who brought my own self out, but it was God who brought me out. So that's the importance in waiting. So he was letting them know that God can not only deliver you, but he will deliver you. So it's a difference between knowing that he can deliver you and that he will deliver you, because will is an assurance that it'll happen. Can just mean that he can do it, but will means that it's going to happen. So I understand now that he can do it, but in the meantime, while I understand that he can do it, I have assurance in knowing that sooner or later, it may not be right now, but I'm going to come out. Watch this. So this is what he was trying to let them know, that God can and he will deliver them. So it may not be when they wanted him to deliver them, but he was going to deliver them after a while. So this first point is God will meet your need. And then understand what he said here in this 28th verse. He said, have you not known?
Go ahead.
He said, have you not heard? See, I think there's a lot of people who don't know what God can do. I think there's a lot of people who don't know what God can do. I think there's a lot of people who have not heard what God can do. Because maybe you haven't experienced it yourself. But when I see somebody else being delivered, I can get happy because I know that mine is on the way. I can get happy because I know that God is about to come through for me. And because I know if this person was down in that situation, I know if they can get a new car, they can get a new house, that God will do it for me. Sooner or later, son, I can get happy right now in my midnight situation. I can get happy right now in my valley situation because I know that sooner or later, because I've seen it and I heard it, I know what God can do for me. So I haven't experienced it for myself, but I know what God can do. Amen. So he said, the everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the earth. So he said, neither faint nor is weary. Watch this because this is important because God don't lose hope. God don't lose faith. And it says he neither weary, so he don't get tired. So even though he may have many requests coming his way, he's not going to faint. He's not going to get weary. He's not going to get tired of people asking for it. But he said, when I come through, I'm coming through in a big way. Watch this, so wait on God. So it says, understand it. It's unsearchable. You won't find nobody who can understand like God can. That's right. You won't find nobody who can do you like God can. You won't find nobody. I don't care if you go to Dr. Phil, Oprah, whoever. You won't find nobody whose understanding is like God. Yeah. So it says unsearchable. So it's unmeasured. It's not, and nobody can compare to it. So I can try all of this other stuff. Because it's funny how we can have faith in a lot of people. We can have faith in an insurance company, a loan company. We can have faith in your parents. You can have faith in your spouse. But then when it comes to God, that's right. All right. We don't have faith. You can have faith in what your doctor says, but when God says it, that's right. We don't trust it. But God is saying, if you just wait on me. That's right. All right. Yeah. All right. Once he said it's unmatched. It's unsearchable. You won't know about this. So Philippians 4:19 says, but my God shall supply all of your needs according to his riches. Not my riches, his riches in glory. He said, which is by Christ Jesus. So when I don't understand it, when my riches don't compare to it, but God is saying, I'll supply all of your needs. So not just some, but all of them. He said, whatever you ask for, it's by Jesus Christ. So watch this. And then the second point is that God will give you strength. So he said those who have no power. He said those who are weak, he gives them power. And he said those who have no might, he increases their strength. So you got to understand that when you wait on God, not only will he deliver those who have no power, but then even those who have little power, he'll still increase it for them also. So God is saying, no matter if you're young or old, no matter how strong you are, he says he's able to meet all of your needs. There's something about when God meets your need, because he meets it better than anybody else can. He can meet it better than a loan company can. He can meet it better than your insurance company, whoever can. He can meet it better than Allstate or State Farm or whoever. But he meets your need. He'll leave nothing undone. See, God he don't solve your problem halfway and leave you there, but he'll fix it for you if you just wait on God, because there's something about waiting on God, and when he gives you power, and when you feel like you're powerless, when you feel like your enemies and circumstances are about to overcome you, when God steps in and when he delivers you, when he gives you power, he'll bring you out. Not only will he allow you to destroy them, but he'll allow you to conquer them. But he'll allow you to bring you out. He'll be on top. But he wants you to know that don't depend on yourself, but the power that I give will bring you out. So he said nothing can compare to this power that I have. Nothing can compare to what I can do. And in Psalms, I understand why David said in Psalms 34:17 when he said, when the righteous cry for help, he said the Lord hears and he rescues them from all of their trouble. So no matter what I'm going through, no matter how big or how small it is, no matter how inconvenient it is to you, but when God comes through, when I cry out for him, I know that God will help me. Yeah. I'm preaching myself on today because maybe I'm speaking to myself. Maybe you ain't never experienced it, but when God comes through, when God touches your body, When the doctor says, I don't know what else to do, but when God comes in and says, you move out of the way. When I touch you, I can deliver you. Because I've seen many people down in that situation, don't know what else to do. But then they cried out to God. And then God delivered them. But maybe it's just me. But when I cried out, I make it personal. When I cried out to God, God came in and He helped me. Not only did He help me, but He delivered me and rescued me. So that's why He says He's a very present help in the times of trouble. So sometimes when it gets hard, sometimes when my waves and my road gets a little rough, when it gets a little hard in my life, when my circumstances gets a little tough, and when I'm going through hell, when I'm going through high water, when God comes in, He delivers me from the water. He delivers me from my circumstances. So maybe I'm the only one, sometimes, I was, when I was a boy, when I was 15, I had high blood pressure, and then they found something in my urine, and they said, maybe you got something wrong with your kidney. But then I proclaimed in that moment that, no, I don't, because through God, I know that God can deliver me. And then I came back the next day. He said, I don't know what it is. He said, I don't know what it was, but he said, you don't have anything wrong with your kidney. So I understand that when God delivers, He don't deliver you halfway, but He'll deliver right on time. Because God understood that I can't keep you in this circumstance. I can't keep you in this trial because there's something that I want you to do. Because if God would allow me many times to die before, I would have never fulfilled my purpose. And the devil sometimes will try to take your voice. The devil sometimes will try to make you think that God has forgotten about you. He'll make you think that God has forsaken you. But when God steps in, He'll deliver you right on time. See, the devil ain't no match for God. I'm reminded of Job. When Job had lost everything, it said when he had lost everything. When he had lost his children, when he lost his cattle, when he lost his sheep, when he lost his money, when he lost everything. When his wife told him to curse God to his face, it said that when he had got to the end of all of this, he said, we bless devil for what he went through. He was there, blessed double portion. So I understand that I may go through some stuff in this season, but when God is ready to deliver, He's going to bless me double for what I went through. See, somebody might well shout right there, because whatever you're going through is nothing compared to what God is about to bless you with. You may have lost some children, you may have lost some money, but God is still blessing you double for what you went through. People may have talked about you, people may have put you in captivity, but when God releases you, don't you know that God will bless you? Because there's some people who think that they've done you wrong and they've got you in a situation where you're cornered, where you ain't got no way out. But when God said, when I bring you out, I'm going to allow them to see your success. I'm going to get them the front row to your success because I'm allowed for them to see you succeed. Because there's some people think they have you cornered, but God is just getting them in the best seats that they can. They can get in so that He can see you succeed. God is saying, I'm getting them a front row seat so they can see what I can do. So go ahead and get rid of me. Go ahead and fire me. Go ahead and do whatever you're going to do with it. Go ahead and abuse me and talk about me. But when I get you in this seat, you'll have a front row seat to see what God can do. So watch this. So why did He use an eagle out of all these birds He could have used? Why did He use an eagle? Here is an eagle. If you think about an eagle, and it's over 10,000 birds. It's 10,000 species of birds. So out of all these birds He could have thought of, and all these things that He created, why did He choose an eagle? All these things that He created. This is what He's saying. I created all of these things, but on all these things, I still have power over all of this stuff. So He said, all these birds, that's right, He chose an eagle. That's right. So watch this. And this one thing I want you to grasp that, every bird has wings. If it's a bird, it'll have wings. But that don't mean they can fly. Watch this, because every bird you see can't fly. That's right. But this bird, an eagle, can soar. Not only can it soar, but it'll soar high. So watch this. I'm going to go through some different types of birds. And He could have chosen all of these birds, but He chose an eagle. If you think about a chicken just flaps around the yard. And it's content with where it's at. It barely gets off of the ground when it's upset. And it's so fat and lazy. It only gets a few inches off the ground. It gets about 60 feet off of the ground. And they're content and they're eager the way that a chicken is. You can cage a chicken in just by putting up a fence. It'll never go nowhere. So watch this. And a lot of people are just like that chicken. You content with where you at. And when you get upset and you get heavy, a lot of people are big and lazy. They don't want to do nothing. They don't want to do nothing for Christ. They're content with where they at. But when they get a little bit upset, they get a little bit off the ground. But you never going to soar. So this is how a chicken is. And so it's mediocre at what it does. And this thing about a chicken, it may get upset, but when it starts thundering, a storm comes, that thing will run back to the hen house. Don't you know that? And that's how a chicken is. A chicken is a scary thing. So whenever a storm comes, God don't want you to be a chicken. He wants you to mount up. He don't want you to be scared. He don't want you to be afraid. But he wants you to stare it in the face, and he wants you to keep on going on. So he don't want you running for cover. He don't want no Christian that runs for cover. But he wants somebody who's going to be bold in this season. And this is what Isaiah was trying to tell the people. You can't be afraid just because you're in captivity, because they have you cornered. But he wants you to be what God wants you to be. He wants you to succeed on today. So don't be afraid. So he don't want you to be a chicken. And then this next bird is a pigeon. Everybody knows what a pigeon is. A pigeon can actually fly high. It can fly about 6,000 feet. But the thing about a pigeon, it's content with being on the ground. It's content with being on the ground with other pigeons. It's content with eating on the scraps that you throw out on the ground. It's content with eating on the seeds that you throw out. And this is what they are. They're domesticated birds. And they use pigeons in times of war. They would train them and they would feed them. As long as you feed a pigeon, it'll carry a message for you. And watch this, there's a lot of people who carry the message. As long as you feed them, as long as you keep them fed, they'll carry a message for you. These are the people you find being messy around your church. These are the people who will carry some messages on. These are the people who start messing the church. As long as you feeding them, they'll go and carry this message for you. But then there's a characteristic about a pigeon. As long as you feed it, it'll come back. And watch this, it don't matter how far it'll go. It don't matter how far it travels, it'll still return back to you. It won't fly away, it's content. Even though it can soar houses, it's content with being where it is. It's domesticated. A lot of people, as long as you feed them mess, they're going to come right back. They're going to come right back to it. That's how a pigeon is. But then there's another bird called a cage bird. And these are like the canaries and all these birds. And as long as this bird, it'll sing, it'll entertain you, and it has no aspiration to fly. As long as it's behind the cage, it's content with where it's at. It ain't going to try to get away. It ain't going to try to fly away. As long as you can open the cage door and it won't fly away. It's content with being where it's at. And there's a lot of people who are content with being where you at. There's a lot of people who are caged in by sin. A lot of people who are caged in by depression. A lot of people who are caged in by all these things. That they're content with being where they're at. But they're very beautiful birds. And they won't fly away from you. But as long as they're behind this cage, they're content with being there. And they'll live there, they'll stay there, they'll die there behind those cage bars. And there's a lot of people who come to church and you're behind cages and you're content with being where you're at. You might be a Christian, but you're going to die behind your bars. They're content with going nowhere else because they're a cage bird. But then this other bird is called a buzzard. These are vultures. These birds are comfortable. They won't attack you as long as you're living. But watch this, as long as you're dead, anything that's dead, that's what they flock to. So you'll find these things around, something that's stinking, something that's corrupt, something that's rotten. And as long as it stinks and it's rotten, they'll fly to it. And they will not content with being with it. As long as you're dead, that's where they go to. So there's a lot of people who pray on your spirit, pray on your joy, pray on where you're at. They'll kill your spirit. And as long as it's rotten and sinking and dead, they're going to fly to it. They're going to flock to it. And they'll rip it apart. And that's how they are. They won't eat you while you're alive, but when you're dead, that's when they flock to you. So these people don't do nothing but carry the smell of death around them. These people got dead spirits. They come to church and they just see what they can see. They don't come to be in service. They don't come to enjoy service. They don't come to be in service. They don't come to be spirit filled. But when they come, they just see things that they want that's dead. And they try to rip apart whatever they can. And that's what they're attracted to because they got dead spirits. Watch this. There's a lot of people with dead spirits in the church today. There's a lot of people who are in church, but they'll never be in church. They'll never be in God's presence because they're content with where they have. They're content with their dead spirit. And that's where they want to be. I'm getting that.
Yes.
And then this next bird is a peacock. You can go to the zoo and find this. And the reason they have them in the zoo is because a peacock, when it struts, it's so flashy. You know, when a peacock comes around somebody, it won't have its wings spread, but when it get around somebody, that's when it spreads its wings just to show you how beautiful they are. There's a lot of people who come to church on Sunday morning. And as long as they don't come to church to hear the word, but they come so people can see what they got on. They come so people can see the new car that they're driving. They come so people can see the new hairdo that they got on. And they're real flashy. They're real content with where they're going to be. And they just want to show people how beautiful they are. They're self-centered. They don't care about nobody else but themselves. You won't find this person in mission. You won't find them doing nothing for God. But they're just flashy and self-centered. And the only thing they care about is their ego. And you got to stroke, as long as their egos are stroked, they'll be fine. But when you don't stroke their ego, they're going to take all their flesh and they're going to leave because their ego couldn't be stroked. There's a lot of people who are Christian who want to have it your way. A lot of people are self-centered and want to have it your way. And they want to strut around the church and they don't want to do nothing. But when you don't stroke their ego, they're heading for the door. So this person thinks they're better than everybody else. They think they're better, they're good. They think that when they're right and they think that everybody else is wrong. So this person might think they're going to heaven. But then they might be on their way to hell. You got it. And then this next bird is a parrot. Here's the thing about a parrot. A parrot also lives behind some bars. But a parrot will fly out. But the thing about a parrot is that anything anybody else does, it mimics and it does it also. So this bird is all talk, but no action. Watch this up. See, there's a lot of people who are all talk, but no action. They want everybody else to fix food, but then they don't bring nothing. They want to boss everybody else around and tell you what you need to do, but they don't do it. They tell everybody else you need to feed the homeless, but they don't do it. They tell everybody else you need to participate in church, but then they don't do it. You got it right. This bird is all talk, but no action. They're the loudest talking. They're the biggest member because they church, because everything they know is everything they've seen somebody else do. So these people might have been in church their whole life, but then they don't know nothing about God. They're just mimicking whatever they saw the preacher do. They're mimicking whatever they saw the pastor do. They're mimicking everything they saw mom and daddy do. But then they don't really know God for themselves. So you got to be aware of a parent because they'll trick you sometimes. Because they can do the same things. They make you look like they know God. But they really don't know God for themselves on the inside. So they can mimic it. They know they got great memory. They can repeat everything you say. They can do everything you say. That's the thing about a parent. They can mimic it. They can say it. They remember what you said. But then they can't do it. So you got to be careful of a parent because they'll trick you sometimes. Because they'll think you'll think that, oh, this person knows God so well, but then they don't know him at all. All right. They saw somebody else do it. So here it is that. And then this other bird, this large bird, it's called an ostrich. Everybody knows what an ostrich is. An ostrich is a very large bird. An ostrich, like I said, it has wings. And it's a very fast bird. It can run very fast. It can get up to 43 miles per hour. And as long as it runs, it's fast. But it'll never fly. It can run real fast, but it'll never fly. There's a lot of people running. There's a lot of people who are running, but then they have no aspiration of flying. They'll never get up off the ground. They can run real fast, but they're not going nowhere in a hurry. So it don't matter how fast you run, but it's somehow you can fly. Because there's a lot of people who say, I'm running for Jesus, but they're never getting up off the ground. And this bird, as big as it is, as intimidating as it is, when trouble comes, don't you know that this bird will fall down? And they'll play dead because they try to avoid trouble as much as they can. And it's a myth that they'll stick their head in the ground. Long neck. Big as they are and intimidated. They get scared of little stuff and they'll just fall on the ground and play dead. Either they'll do that or they'll run away. And God ain't looking for this type of bird. How you running for Jesus? But when trouble comes, you're going to turn around and run away, you're going to fall down and play dead. God is not looking for this type of bird in this season. He's not looking for somebody who's going to run and say, I'm going to run for God. But then when it gets tough and he wants you to go out and minister to somebody, he wants you to do missionary work. But then they turn around and say, I can't do it today because I got such and such to do. But he's looking for somebody. If you're going to run, he's looking for somebody who's going to soar for him also.
Yes, sir.
So then this next bird is called cuckoo. Everybody knows the cuckoo, don't you? This bird don't like to do no work at all. So they don't like to work. See, there's some people who come to church and they want to sit with their arms folded. They want to sit and see what everybody else is doing. They don't like doing no work at their home. But then this type of bird, they don't like to do work, so what it'll do, it'll find a nest that's already been built. And it'll fly up into it. And this is how a lot of us is. We want to find some finished products. And then when we get to it, we want to take the credit for doing it. And you ain't did nothing at all. There's some people, you'll find these people in groups sometimes. Because you'll do all the planning, you'll do all the executing, and when it comes time to take credit, don't you know they'll take credit for doing it? See these people, you say, well, I played in the graduation program, I did this, and they'll say, well, I helped too. But then they didn't do nothing at all. They wouldn't answer their phone. They wouldn't call nobody. They wouldn't pitch in no money. They wouldn't do nothing. But when the finished product came out, and it was time to take credit, they took credit for doing it. But then this bird is, like I said, is lazy. So what they'll do sometimes is lay eggs in somebody else's nest and leave their children for somebody else to raise them. Watch this. Some people are laying eggs and you spread trouble, and then once it's time for it to hatch, you on out the door. And you leaving somebody else to deal with it.
All right.
You want to be aware of this type of bird. And then the next bird is a crow. See, watch this. A crow is a dirty bird. Just like the falcons, it's a dirty bird. You got to throw that in there, a dirty bird. Think about this dirty bird. It's a dangerous bird. It's a very dangerous bird. See what the crow would do. The crow, they like to gang up. They like to fly in groups. And as long as they're in a group, they'll be bad and they'll gang up on you. And they won't gang up on the biggest, but they'll pick the youngest of the birds. And they'll kill them. They won't mess with the biggest because they know they're intimidated by the largest birds. So they'll pick the youngest and the ones who are insecure. They'll pick the ones who got the lowest spirit. And these are the people that they gang up. You'll find them in your church too. They'll find new Christians. They'll find somebody just coming out of the world. And they'll criticize them for everything. They don't remember that they did the same thing also. You find these people ganging up and picking on people because of what they wear or what they do. But God is saying, in this season, I'm not calling for this type of bird. But I'm calling for somebody who's going to minister to the broken heart. I'm going to call somebody who's going to minister to the spirit. Not break somebody down, but build. Build them up. You got to remember that when you came out of the world, somebody had to build you up. You got to remember that you didn't come from the best of situations, but God built you up. But the way that a crow is, the crow, he passes the eagle. You'll find a crow sometimes flying on the back of an eagle. And you know the way that an eagle gets rid of a crow, he got to fly high. Just so he can get rid of it. Because the higher he flies, the less oxygen that this crow can get. So he'll fly real high. And he'll hitch a ride on his eagle to try to pester his eagle. But the eagle don't worry about him. He don't deal with no birds. He don't deal with other birds. But he just flies high. Just so they can fly off of them. This is how you got to do people sometimes. The higher you fly. That's where they got to get off of you because they can't go higher because they're not built for that. And as long as you continue to fly, people will be content with where they are. So then there's an eagle. An eagle is a bird with great vision. Can see another eagle about 50 miles away. And watch this, it's very strong. It's at the top of the food chain. Then it says fearless, reliable, and it'll take flight. And so it don't worry about no storm. It don't worry about the situation in its life. But the thing about an eagle is that it uses the winds of the storm to be able to fly higher. This is why Isaiah used the eagle, because he was saying, in your situation, don't worry about the storm. But use the storm to be able to soar higher. So he was saying this wind that coming your way, the situations that coming your way, don't worry about it, but use it in order to fly higher. So I'm glad for when I go through, because the storm that's coming, when it comes, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to back down, but I'm going to use it so I can be able to fly higher in God.
Yes, sir.
So the storms is necessary for an eagle if it wants to fly higher. It's necessary. So some people look at a storm as a bad thing, but I look at it as a blessing for God, because when a storm comes, I'm going to use it so I may be able to get higher in God.
Yes.
So the thing about an eagle is it don't hang with other birds, but it hangs with other eagles. You won't find an eagle among other birds. But when an eagle comes, everybody knows about an eagle because it's strong and its presence will be made. And it'll fly so high because the other birds respect eagles because it's so fearless. And so, like I said, it hangs with other eagles. And his 4 point is you have to wait on God. So what was he saying when he said, young youth shall faint and be weary, and young men shall utterly fall, but those who wait on the Lord. So what he said mean by wait means to rely on God. And then when he said renew, it means to grow stronger and stronger. So not only will he allow for you when you wait and you rely on him, but he'll restore you. He'll place the things that were worn out and broken. So this is the thing about an eagle. He used the eagle because the thing about an eagle, everybody looks at what an eagle does. But sometimes they say the eagle lives the longest out of all the birds. It can live to be up to 70 years old. But the thing about an eagle, when it's 40 years old, it has to go through a restoration. It has to go through a rebuild. Because as it gets older, it says the wing gets stuck and that it gets heavy. And it has to go through a restoration. Its beak gets out, and the beaks get heavy and broken, and the talons get broken. So it has to fly up to a mountaintop.
Yes.
And it stays there for 5 months. It'll beat its beak against a rock. And as it beats its beak against a rock, it said it plucks that beak out and a new one grows. Watch this. So God is trying to take you through a transformation. And some people are looking at how you got there, but they're not looking at what you had to go through to get there. So watch this thing. God is saying, watch this. They may see the finished product, but they don't know what you went through to get to where you at now. So God is saying, watch this. As the eagle, as it goes through this, when the beak grows back, it takes a couple of weeks to do that. But then it begins to pluck out its talons. And then when they grow back, it said that after they grow back, it plucks out its feathers. And then it grows new feathers. And then once that is gone, it's done. And then once the transformation is complete, after 5 whole months, it said then it can live another 30 years because it's able to soar even higher than it did before. Because there's some people who had to go into captivity, some people who've been broken down and beaten down, and you had to wait on God. And you've been waiting for a long time. And they waited for 5 whole months. You've been waiting for a year. And people are seeing the finished product. But God is saying, when you go through this transformation, because you waited, I'm going to allow for you to be better than you were before. There's some people who are worn out. Some people who need some things replaced and need to be rebuilt by God. But God is saying, I'm taking you through this process. Not for it to hurt you, but for it to make you better. For it can make you stronger than you were before. So what it was saying is, he said, but those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength, but they shall mount up wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. So I've got to my 40th year. I've got to this place in God. And I've gotten a little tired. I've gotten a little weak. And so I know that God is going to transform me. So I'm going to wait on God. And when I wait on him, I know that he's going to deliver me. And so is there anybody here who's going to wait on God? You've been going through some things. You've been beaten. You've been broken down by life. And it seems like you're not going to come out. But God is saying, as long as you wait, he said, I'm not going to allow for you to lose consciousness. I'm not going to allow for you to get tired. But in this year, he said, I'm going to allow for you to come out. He said, and I'm going to grant you 30 more years for you to soar. So is there anybody here, when you're going through some things, you're just going to trust on God. You're just going to believe in God. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, wait on God, because it may not be easy right now. You may get broken down. You may be beaten down. But don't just be like any bird, but be like an eagle and wait on God. Because I know when I wait, there's some patience, there's some things that happen in waiting. Because he's going to deliver me. So I can go ahead and wave my hands. I can go ahead and clap my hands. I can go ahead and shout right now. Because baby's waiting for me. When the elders waiting for me after these 40 years. When I come on down, God is going to lift me up. He's going to allow for me to soar. He's going to take me through these storms. And I'm not going to fly away from him, but I'm going to use it to fly higher. Maybe you need a new job. Maybe you need some new muscle, more money. Maybe you need some help in your life. But God is saying, fly into it. Wait on God. And I'm going to allow for you to shout out. I'm going to allow for you to soar higher. I'm shouting right now. I'm claiming deliverance right now. Because it's already done.